너는 너무 통통한 것 같아.
땅깨라고 썼어요.
해골 같아. 졸려 보인다.
아프리카인.
화장 언제 해? 빨리 해. 추하다.
화장을 왜 하냐? 너 게이야?
우선 외모에 관한 말이 엄청 많고요.
네가 남자냐?
넌 너무 남자 같아.
좀 여자답게 행동해.
남자답게, 여자답게 같이 성별에 대한 얘기도 있네요.
조센지.
광주 출신은 빨갱이가 많아서 뒤통수 안 맞으려면 조심해야 돼.
국적과 출신 지역에 대한 말도 있고요.
거지 새끼들 주차비 안 내도 된다.
앞자리에 앉기 싫어. 외국인들이 한국에 기여한 적이 없다.
이건 외국인 노동자들이 한국에서 들었던 말입니다.
공부도 못하는 것이
어린 게 무슨 스트레스야.
무식해.
너는 굶어 죽으려고 문과를 갔니?
애비 없이 커서 밴데 없어서.
나는 이 다음에 아빠처럼 안 살아.
여러분 안녕하세요. 저는 지금 시카고에 와 있습니다. 정말 예쁘죠? 하늘이 색이 너무너무 예쁜 것 같아요. 궁금했습니다. 다른 나라 사람들도 이런 말을 들으면서 살고 있을까요? 시카고 시민들에게도 같은 질문을 해봤습니다. 당신에게 평생 잊히지 않는 상처가 된 말은 무엇인가요?
When you look different from other people.
Yes.
They'll tell you. Sometimes. Many people will tell you. To go back where you came from.
Anywhere.
사람들한테 너네 나라로 돌아가 라는 말? 그걸 진짜 한다고? 진짜로? 미국 같은 나라에서?
You say, people are always asking you the same question. Where are you from? I always answer, from the planet Earth. Because that's the only correct response to anybody at this point.
Just, and then.
A Jew ain't nothing but a nigger turned inside out.
What?
Well, because he called me the N-word, which, you know.
To you.
I said I'm a Jew, and he said, well, then he said that other part.
Where I come from, light skin color is preferred. So if you're light skin, you're beautiful. If you're dark, it makes you less so beautiful, right?
What a dog!
악플을 좀 더 모으기 위해 근처 고등학교를 찾아갔습니다.
You're too young to understand what you're talking about. I hear that a lot. Because there are many things I have very strong opinions on, but people assume that I don't know enough about them to have those opinions.
When someone says something like this, it says that you're an amazing girl. First of all, why did you have to sneak girl in there?
Yeah.
I said something similar to what Jimena had was, you're such a pretty girl. I know when people look at me, they just see a girl, and it's so frustrating to me because first of all, I'm not. And second of all, even if I was, like, there's so much more to me than just my gender.
So I had like a diss battle with another female rap artist. And you know what the comment section said? There was like 4,000 comments and like a majority of them said, oh, Casper wins because she's prettier. Like seriously? We're like writing out lyrics to like say something and that's like the best you could come up with and that's like the top comment.
The fact that I'm tall and I walk tall and I take up a certain amount of space makes me unapproachable or more manly or more animalistic or more athletic. And it's just like, why does my presentation have to then reflect on you?
Yeah.
Or why does my presentation have to make you comfortable? Like I can't just be in a space. It's interesting.
한국이든 미국이든 사람들이 겪는 뭐 헤이시랑 이런 표현들은 다 거기서 거기네. 정말 많은 사람들이 일상에서 사소하게든 크게든 자기를 상처 주는 말들을 간직하고 있구나.
악플을 수집하면서 또 다른 궁금증이 생겼습니다. 이런 말들이 사람들에게 유달리 상처가 되는 이유는 뭘까요? 상처가 되는 말을 연구해 오신 또 다른 악플 수집가를 찾아갔습니다.
사실은 이렇게 상처를 주는 말은 굉장히 다양한 형태가 있을 수가 있죠. 근데 제가 주목하는 건 이제 혐오 표현이거든요. 어떤 집단의 속성, 뭐 성별이라든가 장애라든가 종교, 뭐 인종 같은 걸 이유로 해서 누군가를 이제 모욕하거나 비난했을 때 이제 혐오 표현이라고 하거든요. 뭐 이렇게 뭐 조센징이라든가 이렇게 인종을 가지고 뭐 차별적인 발언을 하는 거, 뭐 칭크 같은 말도 그냥 욕설은 아니잖아요. 사실 이제 동양인들을 대상으로 하는 말이고 사람들한테 어떤 말들이 더 상처가 깊었어라고 물어보면 대개는 그냥 아무 맥락 없이 던지는 비난보다는 사실은 자신이 가지고 있는 어떤 속성에 관련해서 비난을 받았을 때 더 모욕적으로 느끼고 정말 인간 이하의 대접을 받았다. 뭐 유럽 같은 경우에는 혐오 표현을 형사처벌하기도 해요. 대표적으로 독일 같은 나라에서는 이제 혐오 표현 금지법이 있죠.
독일 사회에서 혐오 표현이 얼마나 심각한 문제길래 금지하는 법까지 만들어졌을까요? 독일에서도 악플 수집가를 만나봤습니다. 이분은 독일에서 일하는 한국계 변호사인데요. 혐오 표현 금지법이 만들어지기 훨씬 전부터 SNS상의 혐오 표현을 수집하고 신고해 왔다고 해요.
Stell die Juden mit dem Gesicht zur Mauer, lad die Gewehre durch, verteilt die Scheiße an der Wand. Put the Jews with their face to the wall, load your guns and spread the shit on the wall, Sieg heil. And Hitler did not gas any Jews, but the Jews have killed the non-Jews. Feuer frei, Benzin drüber, totschlagen, let's kill them.
제가 지금 잠시만 검색을 해봐도 나치 옹호하는 SNS 계정이나 뭐 홀로코스트 부정이나 아니면 인종차별 같은 극단적인 표현들이 많이 보이네요.
No se mueve nadie hasta que nos acepten la ILP. Y esto va a permanecer cortado hasta que nos hagan nosotros de los huevos.
In sozialen Medien ist es normal zu sagen, na, dann bin ich halt ein Rassist, du kannst mich Rassist nennen, das ist in Ordnung und ich bin auch ein Nazi. Es haben sich manche Leute damit abgefunden, immer extremer zu werden in ihren Äußerungen. Die Art, wie wir miteinander diskutieren, hat sich in den letzten 3-4 Jahren verändert. Der Umgangston ist wesentlich rauer geworden. Es werden in sozialen Netzwerken Sachen gesagt, geschrieben, die man niemals auf der Straße oder selbst in einem Wirtshaus so sagen würde.
이 합성 사진의 주인공은 SNS상의 혐오 표현 때문에 인생이 완전히 바뀌었다고 합니다.
Also mein Name ist Anas Modamani, ich bin jetzt gerade 22 Jahre alt, ich komme aus Damaskus, die Hauptstadt von Syrien und ich wohne jetzt in Berlin schon seit knapp 3 Jahren.
Was war für Sie wirklich am schlimmsten?
Jemand hat geschrieben, Sura sind alles Terroristen, die müssen alle sterben. Dann habe ich, also ich konnte das mir nicht vorstellen, ja, wer schreibt sowas?
고향 시리아에서 전쟁을 피해 독일로 건너온 난민. 셀카 찍는 걸 좋아하던 평범한 20대 친구는 셀카 때문에 유명해졌습니다.
Aber nach demselben, ich wusste das direkt, dass sie die Bundeskanzlerin Frau Merkel ist. Am Anfang wusste ich gar nicht, weil ich total neu war in Berlin und in meinem Heimatland, wir haben so keinen Strom gehabt und da war Krieg und später, ein paar Stunden später, habe ich mein Foto im BBC gesehen und sie schrieben, einem Sura macht einen Selfie mit Frau Merkel und ja, also nach meinem Selfie, 6 Monate später war alles schön. 6 Monate habe ich so viele schöne Sachen erlebt, weil ich sehr viele Leute durch das Selfie kennengelernt habe. Sie haben mir geschrieben in meinem Facebook, komm zum Essen, wir wollen dich besser kennenlernen. Und ja, ich war irgendwie wie berühmt und nach 6 Monaten kommt die Fake News, also über das Bild, ja.
모다마니의 사진은 SNS에서 테러리스트로 잘못 알려졌고 심지어 악의적인 합성 사진까지 퍼졌죠.
Dass diese Nachrichten ganz schnell wie möglich gelöscht werden muss, aber leider es war genau im Gegenteil. Da war immer noch im Internet, da war immer mehr Kommentar. Habe ich selbst immer schlechte Nachrichten gelesen auch.
당장 고향으로 돌아가라. 시리아인은 모두 테러리스트다. 시리아인은 모두 죽어야 한다. 와, 진짜 심했다.
Im Jahre 2017 und da habe ich so erlebt, eine Frau kam zu mir und sagte, hey du, sie hat mich so einfach beschimpft und sie meinte, ich soll zurückgehen nach meiner Heimat, was machst du denn hier? Und ich habe deine Bilder gesehen, du bist Terrorist und
가짜뉴스와 혐오 표현 때문에 고통받던 모다마니는 게시물 삭제를 요청하며 SNS 기업을 고소했지만 최종 재판에서 결국 패소했습니다. 이유가 뭘까요?
Facebook hatte vor Gericht gesagt, dass sie nicht in der Lage wären, falsche Tatsachenbehauptungen oder dieses Bild zu finden, weil es so viele Beiträge auf Facebook gibt. Jeder, der etwas von Technik verstand, wusste, dass das eigentlich Quatsch war. Facebook sagt, sie bräuchten eine Wundermaschine und die Medien sagen, das ist Bullshit, das ist Quatsch, was sie behaupten. Und das zeigte uns allerdings, dass die bisherigen Gesetze nicht ausreichen, um Anas Modamani ausreichend zu schützen vor Verleumdung. 6 Tage später hat daher der Justizminister Heiko Maas, der heutige Außenminister, einen Gesetzesentwurf vorgebracht, nämlich den ersten Entwurf für das Netzwerkdurchsetzungsgesetz.
한국에서 혐오 표현 금지법으로 알려져 있는 독일의 네트워크 집행법. SNS 게시물에서 혐오 표현이 발견되면 기업이 자체적으로 24시간 내에 삭제해야 하고 이를 어기면 최대 500만 유로, 우리나라 돈으로 64억 원까지 벌금을 내야 한대요.
Diese sozialen Netzwerke müssen einen leichten Beschwerdeweg vorsehen, sodass die Nutzer sich beim Netzwerk auf eine einfache Art beschweren können, wenn sie rechtswidrige Inhalte im sozialen Netz entdecken. Und dann müssen die sozialen Netzwerke offensichtlich rechtswidrige Inhalte innerhalb von 24 Stunden löschen und andere rechtswidrige Inhalte in der Regel innerhalb von 7 Tagen.
이 법이 실제로 효과가 있었을까요? 법률 시행 후 발표된 보고서에 따르면 한 SNS 플랫폼에서만 6개월 만에 약 26만 건이 신고됐고 3만여 건이 삭제됐다고 해요. 가장 많이 신고된 내용은 이렇습니다.
Wollen wir, dass soziale Netzwerke Informationen filtern? Ist das okay, wenn wir sagen, hier sind so bestimmte Vorgaben und jetzt vertrauen wir euch, dass ihr das filtert für uns? Ist das der richtige Weg? Oder ist der bessere Weg, dass wir sagen, grundsätzlich ist alles erlaubt, es sei denn, es verstößt gegen Gesetze. Und was gegen ein Gesetz verstößt, das muss ein Gericht feststellen.
실제로 삭제당한 적이 있네요. 코미디언도 삭제당한 적이 있고 정치인도 그런 적이 있고. 그런데 법으로 금지한다고 해서 이런 혐오 표현들이 다 사라질 수 있을까요? 뭔가 법 말고 다른 방법은 없는 걸까요? 혐오 표현 금지법이 모든 걸 해결해 줄 수는 없다고 말하는 사람들도 있습니다. 미국의 헌법 전문가인 나딘 스트로센 교수님도 그중 한 명입니다.
Those who advocate hate speech laws have the best intentions and purposes, which I completely share. But I believe, and more importantly, many human rights activists around the world are convinced that well-intended as these laws are, they actually do more harm than good. Too often, the censorship efforts end up amplifying and magnifying the messages by generating attention that they otherwise never would have received. Also, because these hate speech laws are inescapably subjective, one person's hate is somebody else's beloved speech, the laws are enforced by those who wield power in a way that reinforces the powerful interests in society.
표현의 자유를 무엇보다 중시하는 미국은 법이 아닌 다른 방식으로 혐오에 대처합니다.
Free speech means you can say hateful things.
How about calling you
Yeah.
this word?
Yeah.
Is that the freedom of speech?
That's their right to say that. It hurts me. It personally doesn't make me feel good when I hear that word. But they have the right to say it.
I mean, even if it hurts you so much, do you think it's a part of a free speech?
Certainly you do. I mean, but that's part of the cost, because the people who are making those comments opposing you have the right to free speech as well.
한국에서 논란이 되었던 혐오 표현들. 이런 표현을 쓰는 것도 표현의 자유로 인정해야 할까요? 미국에서 누군가 이런 표현들을 쓴다면 어떤 일이 일어날까요?
There is no legal definition of the term in the United States. I think it's really important to stress that we, I'm sure, have the strongest laws in the world against actual discrimination. And we also have very strong anti-hate crime laws. So if you commit a crime against a person specifically because of, you're discriminating on the basis of that person's race, religion, or so forth, that's treated as a more serious crime.
Yeah. So this is what's called a no kids zone. And basically it's, I think, a slash at mothers and their children because the kids run around at cafes and restaurants. So these restaurants put up signs saying no kids zone, don't bring your kids here.
That the kids are not allowed in the restaurants? If somebody brought a kid, they would get kicked out?
Yeah.
Wow.
In a way to describe the mothers who are like, why, what's wrong with my kid? And stuff like that. They call the mom a mom chung, which means like your mom bug. It's like another derogatory term to describe motherhood. What do you think about something like that?
A restaurant that holds itself open to the public in the United States would not be allowed to discriminate on the basis of family structure or age. And I think that's really important.
That's interesting though, if you think about it. Yeah.
You know, to me, that's what we should concentrate on, the actual discriminatory or violent conduct, not the expression. To me, that's something that is much more legitimate it is legitimate. So I probably am not going to see anything here that's going to be punishable. But so just the first one that catches my eye here, why can't you correct your dialect accent? First of all, it reveals such ignorance,
Yes,
right?
it does.
Now, to lump all of that together with under the derogatory term hate speech, and some people even say hate crimes, I think is really unhelpful because there is a range here. So even though I would find a lot of expression constitutional and protected, I don't say, therefore, we should do nothing.
Yes.
If we consider the message to be hateful, we should raise our own voices and either denounce it or try to persuade the speaker to retract it.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
사실 이제 혐오 표현은 보통 편견에서 출발하는 경우들이 많거든요. 저 집단은 조금 뭔가 문제가 있는 것 같아. 범죄율이 높은 것 같아. 이런 것들이 이제 다 편견이에요. 근데 이 편견이 마음속에만 이렇게 머물러 있는 게 아니라 그 말을 내뱉게 되면 그때부터는 이제 사회적 문제가 됩니다. 많은 사람들이 아, 저런 생각을 해도 되는구나 라는 생각을 하게 되고요. 그 다음에는 실제로 저 사람을 멀리하게 되는 행동을 하게 돼요. 우리 마을에 들어오지 말아라. 우리 회사에 제가 안 들어왔으면 좋겠다. 조금 더 나가면 쟤는 좀 맞아도 돼. 좀 때려야 되겠어. 정말 거대한 폭력으로 이어지는 경우까지 있기 때문에 우리가 이제 사소한 편견부터 문제를 하나하나 해결해 나가지 않으면 안 된다.
편견에서 출발하는 혐오. 거기에 문제를 느낀 사람들은 점점 더 사소한 편견에 주목하고 있습니다. 미국의 언론사 뉴욕타임즈가 독자들의 댓글을 삭제하기 시작한 것도 바로 그런 이유죠.
Well, I think it was back in 2007 that the Times first started attaching comment sections to their articles. And they figured that people come to the New York Times because they're looking for quality journalism, they're looking for news and analysis, and it really didn't make sense to attach comment sections that didn't reflect the same standards and tastes as the rest of the paper. I think that people are surprised that we don't allow mild profanity, like, what the hell, this is ridiculous.
Really?
We don't allow that.
Wow.
You can use hell as a noun if you're talking about the place hell, but you can't use it as an expletive. And I think, or damn, like, oh, damn it.
Really? That's not allowed?
No.
Wow.
I know. We're
that's
old
really
school.
surprising.
We're old school, yeah.
So these are actually some of hate speech or microaggressions or things that people say in Korea that we've collected that are hurtful and are often commented on Korean websites and blogs and forums. So just by first look of it, do you see anything that you would censor out or delete?
I mean, yes, I do. If a woman makes a comment and someone responds, "Are you on your period?" we would not allow that.
Oh.
You know, homosexuals are sexually corrupted. We would reject that. Yeah, there are you're quite clever for your age. We wouldn't, generally that would be seen as an insult and we probably wouldn't. But again, it depends on the conversation. So we don't allow comments that say, oh, I think she's beautiful or I think she's
Really?
ugly. No, we don't allow that.
Even if it's positive?
Even if it's positive. We will allow it if it's a fashion story, if that's what it's about, if it's a story about someone's appearance, but generally we don't allow it at all.
편견이 담긴 말은 사람들에게 어떤 흔적을 남길까요? 직접 들어보고 싶었습니다.
저는 캐스퍼라는 이름으로 활동을 하고 있는 래퍼 겸 유튜브도 하고 있고요. 이런 악플들이 사람들한테 끼칠 수 있는 영향에 대해서 좀 생각을 해보고 연구를 하기 시작을 했어요.
랩하는 애들은 다 양아치라며 오히려 친한 사람이 더 말을 많이 하는 것 같아요.
와, 뭐야, 맥주야.
제가 보다시피 좀 피부에 트러블이 좀 많거든요. 그래갖고 친구들이 제 얼굴을 보면 화음 공포증에 걸릴 것 같다.
너 벌레야? 라는 말을 많이 들었어요.
네.
이게 제가 주위에 사람들이 많아요. 친구들이나 뭐 여러 가지 제가 뭐 길 가다가 보면은 막 누구랑 뭐 다 인사하고 뭐 다 인사하니까 제가 너 뭐 걸레야? 이렇게 말하는 거. 친구 많아? 그것도 아니고 걸레야? 하는 걸 말 듣고 왜 주위에 사람이 많으면 걸레인 거지?
이번 생에는 포기하는 게 빠를 듯이라는 말을 한 선생님이 계셨어요, 저한테. 저도 예체능을 하고 있는데 연기를 한단 말이에요. 근데 제 주변 애들은 다 마르고 얼굴이 진짜 조그맣고 엄청 이뻤어요. 근데 그 쌤은 제가 좀 그 사이에 서서 제일 뚱뚱하고 말도 진짜 제대로 못하는 애로 보시고 뭔가 틀리면 이제 또 욕먹겠지? 이제 또 욕먹으면 어떡하지 하면서 괜히 막 벌벌 떨게 되는 그런 게 좀 있었어요.
저는 지금 되게 용기가 필요했는데 꼭 하고 싶은 이유가 있어요. 저는 정말 이런 말들 때문에 진지하게 진짜 자살까지 생각을 했었거든요. 그러니까 읽어드리고 싶은데 넌 돼지인데 왜 여드름이 나냐. 태양 같다고 여드름 때문에. 전 제가 많이 바뀌려고 노력을 많이 했는데 그걸 몰라주니까 다른 친구들이 이 얘기를 듣고 그러니까 외적인 모습에 있어서 조금 안 놀렸으면 좋겠어서 지금도 굉장히 스트레스 받아가지고 사실 이 방송 나올 거도 되게 많이 고민을 했었고 근데 경각심 좀 주고 싶어가지고 그래서 얘기하고 싶어서
누군가한테 조금이라도 이런 일이 안 일어났으면 좋겠는 마음에서 이 방송 나오고 싶었다고까지 이야기하고 누군가는 그 말을 했을 때 분명히 그 말을 들은 저 학생이 저렇게까지 받아들였을 거라고 생각을 못 했을 것 같아서 이게 진짜 중요한 얘기겠구나 생각을 했어요, 저는.
사소한 편견이 사람들에게 미치는 영향을 연구해온 전문가를 찾아갔습니다.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
So good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Proud of this. This is a drawing of me.
윙수 교수님의 연구는 중국계 미국인으로서 자신이 들었던 말 한마디에서 시작됐습니다.
Even though I've been born and raised in this country, in the United States, people will still come up to me after I do a presentation or give a talk and say to me, Dr. Su, you speak excellent English. And I will generally say to them, thank you, I hope so, I was born here. The person making that statement thinks that they're complimenting you. You speak excellent English. But the hidden or meta-communication is that you are not a true American. You do not belong in the United States. You're a perpetual foreigner. Well, microaggressions are the everyday slights, indignities, insults, and put-downs that people of color or other marginalized group members experience
I get a lot of really vulgar and, sexually harassing comments as well. But the ones that really stay with me and that bother me the most are comments like this. And this one here. So the really subtle ones, like for example, this one where they say, you don't look like a rapper, like you don't fit to be a rapper. What do you think about these online hate comments?
Those are indeed microaggressions. You're too pretty to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And what they're saying is that you're an exception. You're not like all the other people that do rap. Most people who engage in microaggressions do so unknowingly. And they'll say, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
Can't you take a joke? It's harmless fun.
Yeah.
That you are oversensitive, you're paranoid, you're misreading what is going on, so that the person who is the target of a microaggression is placed in a situation of you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you choose not to respond to the microaggression, you suffer. If you try to respond to it, they will come back and make your response seemingly pathological. I believe in free speech, but I believe that there are limits to free speech, and that it's important for people to begin to understand how certain speech is harmful and damaging.
일단 여기에 있는 이유는 제가 내일 저의 5년, 6년 데뷔 커리어상 제일 긴장되는 일을 하러 시카고에 지금 와 있는데요.
시카고의 시민들 앞에서 저의 고민을 이야기할 기회가 생겼습니다.
Hi everyone, I'm out here in the park today and I'm going to be doing a speech for you guys. 망했다! Either legally or in person, they acted as if it was nothing. Nonchalantly just took it off and said, I'm sorry if it isn't true. I'm sorry if it isn't true. As if to say, 아님 말고.
시카고의 워싱턴 스퀘어 파크에서 매년 여름 열리는 버그하우스 스피치. 비누 상자로 만든 임시 연단 위에서 연설을 하는 것은 이 도시의 오랜 전통입니다.
I'm here to sign in. I'm one of the speakers here. What's your name? Ellen. Hello. I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. 받아왔어요. Whoa. Okay. 2시 40분.
This park has long been a space for free speech and free debate, a space where anyone and everyone could get up and speak out and be heard.
That is what President Trump is part of. That is American history. But I say to you, burning down homes, that is part of Chicago as much as Trump is part of America.
And prohibition on sex work, then that will free up law enforcement to combat actual violent crimes.
You don't know about
Seven that I
pensions?
mentioned above.
You don't know about 401ks?
But they are. Okay. They are? I thought that the city was paying out, had a fund that was depleted.
Because the city employs them. The city's also.
For to continue to have private schools, I prefer that they be.
But it's their employer. They're in control. Shouldn't they be responsible?
I got about a minute left. Who wants to?
Feudal economy, lords with private armies.
When did I say they have to give up their public pensions?
You said we formed the pension system.
갑자기 엄청
He has spent the
긴장되네.
last 32 years as a news anchor and news reporter here in Chicago. First at NBC.
Whoops. Okay. I'm gonna have to adjust this a little bit. In the last couple of years, I've actually considered quitting my job and doing the things I like just because of online hate comments. I masturbate to your photos. I want to rape you in front of your boyfriend. And even comments about my family or the way I look. But after assessing all these comments, hate speech, and my
hate comments, with all the animosity towards me, I realized that these really malicious comments, the one about, gross, these comments, I forgot about them after a while. The ones that really left with me were comments like this. Oh, girl, you're too pretty to be a rapper. Whoa, kiss the mic. I don't like the way this girl speaks. Hey, what's with her expressions? Comments like this that really just question who I am.
I thought just others' opinions.
What?
I thought just opinions.
Oh, yeah, they are opinions. That's what I addressed. It is part of freedom of speech. They are opinions. But it makes me question as a person. Am I not lovable? Am I not apt for my job? What's wrong with my expressions? And most of all, I started losing my own freedom to say something. I see a lot of people around me, even my loved ones, experiencing hate speech in their everyday lives. Things like, you should lose some weight, You could overcome your disabilities. If you say you're gonna look pretty without weight, you think to yourself, am I not pretty the way I am? And you can't really get rid of a disability, so if you say you have to overcome it through effort, do I have to necessarily be overly zealous? So these people lose who they are and they lose their speech, just like I did. Freedom of speech is the principle that supports the freedom of an individual or a community to voice and articulate their ideas and opinions without the fear of retaliation, legal sanction, or censorship. So say what you want to say. But I decided to focus. What? Okay. Okay, I'm nearly done, I promise. I feel like the media, and when everyone talks about freedom of speech, they talk about my right. My right to say what I want to say. I think, I. But what if what I say is robbing someone else of their own words? We have done so much to protect the individual's right to speak and their freedom of speech. Now I believe is the time to earnestly question how freedom of speech can be retained in the shape of the community. Thank you. Thank you.
You have the right to respond to that and say shut the fuck up or whatever.
Yeah.
You have the right. I mean,
Sure do have the right.
They didn't abridge your freedom of speech by expressing their opinion. It's what you think.
Yeah.
You're the leader.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to say I really enjoyed what we talked about, and I've been an advocate of free speech, my whole life, and the parameters of it are definitely something that has to be re-examined. And so I respect what you're talking about in terms of, the issues of being made vulnerable, harmed in psychological and emotional ways is not just something to throw off.
Thank you. In Korea, there are celebrities who, it's quite frequent, celebrities commit suicide because of online hate comments.
There are people in this country for sure, especially there's been quite a number of younger kids who've gotten bullied and killed themselves. And then the number has risen a little bit in this country.
That's very true. 너무 좋다고 이야기해 주셨어요. 자기는 평생을 표현의 자유를 완전 서포트하는 입장이었는데 이 부분은 확실히 동의한다고 얘기해 줬어요.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 캐스퍼입니다. 악플이 꼭 연예인, 유튜버, 음악인만 겪는 것도 아니고 그런 사회 구조 안에서 학교 내에서 친구들 사이 왕따일 수도 있고 회사 내 따돌림일 수도 있고 근본적으로 내 안에 어딘가에서 나에 대한 상처되는 말을 들었는데 그게 영향을 끼치지 않는 사람은 없다고 전 생각을 해요. 그러면 적어도 이런 것들을 최소화하는 노력들은 다 같이 해야 되는 거겠죠? 이 한 명 한 명한테 그들이 남기는 익명 또는 컴퓨터 속의 글들이 어떤 영향을 누군가한테 미칠 수 있는지에 대한 무게감을 알려주고 그뿐만 아니라 만약에 이런 분출들이 우울이나 소외감이나 슬픔에서 온다면 사람들을 그런 식으로 소외시키지 않는 사회를 만드는 것도 중요한 것 같고요. 모두가 행복해지려는 노력을 같이 하는 수밖에 없는 것 같아요. 제 영상으로 인해서 진짜 단 한 명이라도 정말 괴로울 때 위로를 받는다든지 공감을 받는다든지 진짜 단 한 사람이라도 격려가 필요할 때 적절한 격려를 받는다면 저는 만족. 네, 저는 만족. 오늘의 캣톡은 여기까지입니다.